about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9. Compete with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9. It's Tingle and Co.
All right, welcome in here on this Thursday morning as the anxiety may be raising a little bit. Game day on Saturday, you can feel the energy as LSU will be back on the football field Saturday night, facing off with South Carolina as we are live from Southern Regional Medical Center here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, the SRMC studios. Shout out to Jason Ramazan, Charles Harvey, Kevin, DJ, the whole squad here. How awesome they've been through this process. Make sure you check out Southern Regional Medical Center if you are in need. But follow them on Facebook, Instagram. They do great content there as well. As I'm joined here in studio by my guys, Lloyd. Kinfolk has made his long-awaited return.
Hey, brother, I've been a blackout since Ole Miss. I just came to yesterday. Did we win or did we lose? I do not remember.
You might not be alone in that in the LSU fan base.
It's about halftime. I don't remember nothing.
They didn't get that third down. I just started the drinking.
Yep. And I don't have a girlfriend.
And I had stopped.
I haven't seen my mother.
Definitely not your father.
No.
You can't help yourself.
It's my uncle.
That's what I'm saying. It's your
I just
family.
remember that he passed. Shit.
Shit. I thought I saw him.
Shit. That was just a drunken dream.
Did you see that guy that woke up in prison? He had fell asleep and dreamed he had gotten out. And he woke up and he goes, no, I'm still here? And they go, man, shut up. But he for real thought in his dream he was free.
Oh.
And he wakes up and he goes, no. I was like,
I mean,
I
we've
felt
all been
so-
there. We've
not
all
like
had
that.
Not that. We've had a dream where it's like
in prison.
you wake up, you're like, man, I really wish that would have been real.
That would be top one.
That would be number one.
And then to wake up, it's still in jail would be miserable.
You guys ever committed a murder in a dream?
No.
No,
Me either.
I don't know if I believe that.
No, definitely not.
I did see a video from a Tampa Bay, the
Murder?
chief of police or whatever, and it was they arrested somebody. They put them through a body scanner every time to see if they have, if they've got knives or anything that they're trying to sneak in. This man had a thermos.
In his ass?
Holy shit.
He goes, well, we found a thermos and it entered up the exit ramp. And I was like, oh my God.
What was in it?
I don't know.
It's
But
like
as
his favorite soup.
the chief of police is talking about it, he reaches over, he grabs his coffee.
Not this one.
It was unbelievable.
I brought this in my own anus.
Good morning. We
The exit ramp.
We appreciate all of you joining us here on this Thursday morning. We'll be joined by Glen West from 247 at 8 a.m. this morning to talk some LSU football as the Tigers look to get back on track after the bye week. And then a little sprinkle of LSU baseball at 8:30 this morning. Our guy Jason Armstrong from Inside LSU Baseball, who does such great work. I highly suggest, if you want to stay up to date with LSU baseball during the offseason, and while you're busy with football or basketball or life, make sure you follow Inside LSU Baseball on Twitter. He does such a good job there, keeping everybody up to date. And Jay Johnson does such a good job keeping news in the newswire. And so we'll talk a little LSU baseball at 8:30 this morning with Jason from Inside LSU Baseball. But yesterday, Brian Kelly was on the SEC teleconference, and I just want to read off a couple of the quotes here, and then I want to hear what the chat has to say, what you guys have to say here in studio with me, if it will load, because there were some interesting tidbits. Brian Kelly, shout out to Scott Rabelais every time. He does a great job keeping us getting the quotes out there. We're coming off an off week, got to do some recovery and self-scouting. Now we're focused on a very good South Carolina team. They have that SEC physicality, and Lenora Sellers is a game wrecker. And I will pose the question based off of that quote. One thing I have heard from some different people that cover South Carolina and even LSU as well is that there's a concern that LSU's too focused on just number 16, and that stopping Lenora Sellers is the game plan for LSU. But will it work out? I see nothing wrong with your game plan defensively and really going into the game being built around taking number 16 out of the game, right?
I would be concerned if it were the other way around. If they're like, we're not too concerned about Sellers, it's everybody else around him.
Right.
And that is not the case.
Yeah,
And
we're going to make Sellers beat us. Okay, he will.
yeah, then you'll lose.
That's a bad idea. No, I think that's
As far as coach speak goes, it's the right answer.
100%. Another one, he talked on the offensive line shuffling midseason. He says, we've got a couple of young players. When do you insert them into the lineup? Emotional maturity is really important. One play doesn't affect how others occur. I'm okay with a mistake or two, just can't have catastrophic mistakes. And that's when I'll pose the question. One thing I'm very interested in is what that 5 looks like. I thought Kern had a promising game against Ole Miss at right tackle. Weston Davis now back from injury. Will he slide back in there, especially with the left guard position being somewhat up in the air as Paul Mabanga is doubtful for Saturday, so he won't play, will be the safest assumption. And with that, it leaves Cohen Eccles, obviously, who's played a good bit at left guard. But I've heard a lot of chatter about Carius Kern getting the nod there, and so I'll ask the chat, I'll ask you guys, what do you expect that 5 to look like? Do you expect to see Weston Davis slide back at right tackle?
Yes. And not – let's call a spade a spade. He has not played well.
Right.
But it feels like that's what they want to roll with, and I think this is a twofold because of the Mubanga injury and wanting to get Kern into the football game. It seems like that what they saw is kind of what they wanted to see, at least out from his first really real go against SEC competition, was good enough that they want to see more from him. And now with Weston Davis being back and now Mubanga, like they have to shuffle everything. The interesting thing is it's Kern, it feels like, over Chester, who's been your kind of swing man.
At tackle?
No,
at guard?
At guard.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it is surprising that the conversation has shifted from Chester, because Chester was obviously, like you said, the swing man, the sixth guy.
Right.
Where if there was a position, whether it's center, tackle, guard, he would be the guy that slides in. And I think Kern is a better fit at guard, 1,000%. My biggest thing was I thought he looked pretty good at tackle against Ole Miss, at least compared to what we have seen. Because, call it spade a spade, Weston Davis has not performed up to par through the 4 games that he played at right tackle. So I am a little surprised that it's just such a layup, shoe-in decision to slide Davis back there and play Kern at guard. But I do love Kern at guard. So we'll see what it looks like. But I think that's one interesting thing to be on the lookout for come Saturday.
How many snaps has he taken at guard?
Kern?
Yeah. Has he?
I don't think he's.
It's been all right.
I think
right?
he's only played tackle so far this year.
Would that be an issue? 'Cause I agree that he looked good enough in his first time out there, right? To where it seems like that's the logical choice for the guy that you should slot in if there's somebody missing. But is it? I mean, how comfortable are you just putting him at left guard when we've only seen him at right tackle? Is that a concern?
I mean, I think he is kind of like better at, like, he is a guard. And I think he will be really nice on the interior, especially in the run game, because of how aggressive he was on Saturday against Ole Miss. That's what I liked the most watching the freshman get out there, is the aggression he played with, the physicality he played with, which would be nice on the interior next to Braylon Moore, especially if he's on the left side with Tyree Adams as well. That might create some sort of advantage in the run game.
That seems like part of it, right? They're looking for somebody to help us run the football.
Right.
Like, it could be me. And it's like, if you want to go in there and play hard, and Brian Kelly called them hustle mistakes, and you could tell,
right?
He did only have 20 minutes to be like, hey, you're in. And it's like, what happened?
Yes.
Right. Well, Weston Davis got hit in the face with a helmet, and he can't play. He's concussed and broke his nose. It's like, I guess I don't have a choice. And for him to go out there and play a position he probably hasn't practiced very much was definitely the hustle was there. He just went out there and played really hard.
Yeah.
And that's good enough. And if you put that inside, maybe it translates to helping you run the football.
Somebody can actually run block.
That would be nice.
The PFF grades on this run blocking are
it's abysmal.
Nobody's passing the class.
It is.
Yeah,
it is bad.
They're all failing grades.
Yeah, they're in summer school.
Yeah.
Like, really, the entire class is failing.
Yeah,
it is bad.
And that was alarming.
Yes.
To look at those.
But I didn't even have to see or read.
No, I've
or
seen
hear.
it.
It can't be. It's not good.
Yeah, I can tell just watching the game that
they can't run the football.
Probably
so the
not
grades
too
probably
good.
aren't going to be. I'm watching the presentation.
But just the fact that it was like so consistent that they all
yeah.
It's not just like a couple guys were kind of like unsteady and it was there was a leak in the ship. No, it's just
across the board not good.
So. Yeah, no, I think he has the talent to do it. I just didn't know if if there was any concern throwing him into another new position.
No, I agree.
Against SEC talent.
I agree.
I think he's obviously the best
option
available.
Yeah, and Nathan East asks, is it for sure Kern starts at guard? No, it's not. Like I said, I mean, Cohen Eccles has taken a lot of snaps at left guard this season, and has been at guard throughout his time at LSU, and has been swapping in and out with Mubanga. So my first thought would be that Eccles would just be the guy, step in, start at left guard. But it will be interesting to see if there is the nod to Kern at that
Chester.
position. Right.
And now Kern.
And that's because Paul Mubanga is doubtful. Looking at this availability report for Saturday, Gabe Relaford obviously out. Paul Mubanga listed as doubtful. Aaron Anderson as questionable, which is not the most reassuring sight. And then Ahmad Bro and Caden Durham listed as probable. So you'll see, with Caden Durham being probable, pretty sure you'll see him on the field. Aaron Anderson at questionable, I think, was one of the bigger takeaways from this. When we heard from BK the other day, I don't remember exactly. I'm pretty sure he listed Aaron Anderson as a go.
He was as probable.
Oh, probable?
Yeah, it was a go, probable. He did the look to the side. Would you say probable? Probable.
Right.
And now it is questionable, which it doesn't lead me to believe that anything like happened. It just feels like he says probable as he's hopeful. Like
Yeah,
Brian Kelly himself is like, I hope he can go. We'll see. But he's not. I'd imagine if he was questionable at any point, it was on Monday.
Yeah.
So you get closer to game time, and it's like questionable.
Right. And which obviously, if you're looking at it from LSU's perspective,
That is a
not
huge.
not the most reassuring sight, because he's so important to who you are on offense. I mean, when you talk about what this LSU offense has become, where it's this dink and dunk type of, short passing, screen passes, drag route, like all these things, you want to get the ball in the electrifying guys' hands, and Aaron Anderson is one of, if not the most electrifying guys in the country. So obviously pay attention to that.
Leads the team in yards, second on the team in catches. No touchdowns, but
Yeah, but I mean, he was huge against Clemson. He's consistently been him, Barryon Brown, and Xavion Thomas have been the three staples in this offense. Now, I did like what I saw from Kyle Parker on Saturday against Ole Miss, stepping in for Aaron. But obviously, you are not the best version of yourself if Aaron Anderson is not on the football field.
and he's the one that has probably the most rapport with
Yes.
Garrett Nussmeier,
1,000%.
the one guy that's come back, and they had a lot of run together last year. Obviously, they're very comfortable with each other, and that's why Aaron Anderson leads your team in yards and second on the team in catches, is because I know where this cat is. That's his safety blanket.
Right.
And so losing Aaron Anderson is going to be tough, because I think he has been your safety valve / bailout guy.
Yes.
That when you got to have it, need it,
For
it's
2
been Aaron
years.
Anderson. Yes.
Yeah, no, I agree. But some good news for LSU baseball. Outfielder Jacob Seaman is how I'll say it. I don't know the actual pronunciation of it.
Very vernacular.
Yes, thank you.
Enunciate.
He's a 6'5" lefty.
Oh, Seaman?
Left-handed hitting. Yeah. At J_Seamonster, which is a great way to play off the name.
Right.
Let's call him that.
He's the number 12 player overall via perfect game in the 2027 class, but Baseball America has him ranked number 2, and he now adds to LSU's 2027 class, which boasts 4 top 34 players. We'll see if this guy can escape the draft and make it to campus, but once again, just another impressive recruitment addition by Jay Johnson. And like I said, 8:30 a.m. this morning, we'll have Jason Armstrong from this page right here at Inside LSU Baseball to join us and talk about some fall ball stuff, but recruitments like this one and the likelihood of these guys making it to campus.
That's Jay's biggest battle.
It
That's
won-
his biggest recruiting war. It's not anybody on a college.
It's not Tony V. It's not Mike Bianco. It's not anybody on Schlossnagel. It's nobody. It is Rob Manfred and
He's
MLB
going up
baseball.
against big baseball.
Big baseball. 1,000%.
It also looks like the Sea Monster had elective surgery to make the national championship trophies his legs.
Which I would do the same.
I mean, Jay gets first on
Of
that.
course. Oh, my gosh.
That'd be awesome. Just walking around with 2 national championships for legs. Can't see where he puts the third one.
That's a good one.
You're stupid.
2 claps for this morning. Terrebonne High is retiring Mason Smith's jersey. Obviously, Mason Smith, one of the highly touted recruits at LSU, pulled in the later years of Coach O's time with the Tigers. His freshman year, 2021, burst onto the scene. Expectations were through the roof. In 2022, gets hurt to start in the Florida State game number 1, and then finishes out with a good year in 2023, getting him drafted to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Shout out to Mason. I believe he was the number 1 player in the country coming out of high school, just a freak of nature. But Friday, October 24th, at halftime, Terrebonne will be officially retiring that number 94 jersey. Mason Smith, 2 claps, ready.
Was that the first possession in that Florida State game?
It was. It was legitimately the start of that
start
game.
of that game, right?
It reminded me so much of 2018 Miami, Kaylavon Chason going down, where it was like just deflating.
Yeah.
Where it was like this guy, they burst on the scene a little bit their freshman year, breakout stars a sophomore, and then
And it was,
just fell so quickly.
and then it was right after he made a play.
I know.
And you're like, he's gonna wreck the game. And like, oh no, he's not.
No.
And it really is. It's almost in that. I mean, he got to play,
Right.
but you never got to see his full potential.
Somewhat of that what if territory.
Yeah, what if
Yeah.
Freak Johnson, kind of in that what if, played a ton, but you never really got to realize the full potential. And this is through no fault of Mason Smith. He got hurt, and then something else. What other bizarre thing did he get suspended for?
The
the
trading
card?
cards
Yeah.
against what was before UCLA, and I think that was his freshman year. Him and John Emery with some trading cards. They signed them, and
They ended up on eBay.
Yeah, and so they both got suspended for that. That was the surprise. Remember, we were sitting in your house. It's like, oh, these guys are suspended, not playing.
30 minutes before the game.
Interesting, but yeah, it is on the what if territory. But Mason Smith still was a part of one of the uglier defenses in LSU history. But obviously the talent was there, and he was an absolute freak of nature.
Wait, he didn't ever have a defensive line coach.
No, he didn't. No.
There was reports that he was coaching the defensive line because he was the longest tenured person
Right.
there.
Shout
like,
out.
These are the drills that we did at Terrebonne.
Hey,
I'd never
Jersey
heard
retired.
Jersey retired.
Jersey retired. Next up in the two claps, the NCAA D1 Administrative Committee has approved a change that will allow college players and staff members to bet on professional sports. So, Kayshawn,
Back at it.
buddy,
Unsuspend the account.
come on. Kayshawn Booty 1 is back.
Keishan Booty 2, we can close that one.
Bet.
Bet.
But, look, I mean, obviously you can't bet on college sports, which is what Kayshawn had some college sports
Bet
bets.
on himself.
Bet on some
Get it
prop
done.
bets. John Mateer bet on UCLA, USC. Can't do that, but if you want to take the Saints over the Patriots on Sunday, hey, you are free to do so, college athletes.
Yeah. This won't open up any,
I was very surprised when I saw it because, look, obviously it's been a conversation of like, is it really that big of a deal to not let them bet on
Right.
professional sports?
Well,
I just feel kind of like this might be Pandora's box a
This
little
is
bit,
a-
where if you open it up,
this is what you call a gateway drug. You can do it in college, but when you're
once you get drafted, the
you gotta
door
stop.
closes.
You're
Like,
like, I'm addicted to this.
what do you mean I have
Yeah.
to stop now?
I'm up.
Yeah, my prop bets are back.
Better at this than football.
So,
That's the only. I love it. I wish they could just let
course.
them do it. But I mean, and also, this is insidertrading.com. Like, if you have,
Oh my gosh.
like now you're gonna
Right.
get other people in
Yeah,
trouble.
I mean,
That's the thing. It's like you got a teammate now that's gone off to the pros this year, and you're gonna
Right.
talk to that guy. I don't know.
No, it's
I think too many fucking people are gambling to begin with. Honestly, I think it's a
It's like alcohol.
yeah, you know.
Once they approved it and said it's fine for you, now you just do it.
right, and it's gonna be like
We don't care about the long-term effects.
Nuss is gonna be like a star 66 call Will Campbell. Hey, Will, what are y'all thinking about on Sunday?
Yeah, look at the game plan.
Or, hey, Dad, what's the game plan looking like against the Patriots on Sunday? You want to talk about insider trading?
Yeah.
How about your father is an offensive coordinator?
I just don't trust like 18 to 22-year-olds with money to make good decisions. So this seems.
Hey,
like,
I'm 23. I appreciate that.
Yeah, right now, you just now have earned my trust in the last year. But no, I mean, whatever. They were going to do it anyway. But
Yeah, and I guess that's kind of the pie in the sky is they're just making something that's
They
going to
just-
happen
they didn't have
regardless.
to, I guess they
legal.
had to say something.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they're not doing it.
Right. This is already out of my hand. Like, this is already out of our control. Might as well just go ahead and say it's okay.
Last but not least, Derek Groves. Do you recognize that name, Lloyd? Derek Groves was the last remaining fugitive of those 10 inmates who escaped from New Orleans
Hell of a
back in May. And he was arrested in Atlanta
Too
after
close to the sun.
145 days on the run. They officially have captured all 10. We followed this story pretty closely when it first happened because it was wild.
The videos that came
It was
out.
crazy. But officially, the book is closed. The book is closed as Derek Groves is the final fugitive to be
The
caught.
NOLA 10.
All the replies were like, "Why are you still in America?"
That's the first thought.
Atlanta.
They're saying he flew too close to the sun.
Houston too full? Like, what the fuck?
Go to Wyoming. Get you there.
You gotta go be a cowpoke.
I do hope he has fun when he runs into the guy that got caught on night one on Bourbon Street.
Right.
And at least is able to rib him a little bit.
Yeah, like,
It's like, seriously,
yeah,
Bourbon
loser.
Street?
I wonder if he does get like a, kind of like a standing O at 2 claps for when he gets back. It's like, hell of a run, boys. I'm doing it again.
I always thought at least one, and maybe that's just I watch too many movies or TV shows. I at least thought one would be able to stay on the run. Not that I wanted them to, but I thought at least one. Like,
if you can get out,
I mean, because I was like 10 is a big number. Like, you're gonna catch all
Scatter.
10. You're gonna catch all 10. And
he had a chance.
he
could
did
have gone
and
to
he didn't
Canada,
pull it off.
but I guess maybe he thought the GTA stars had gone down. Like,
Maybe.
I'm just a man amongst the people
Maybe.
again.
I saw somebody said had a huge lead, ended up in Atlanta and choked it away.
Yeah.
I was like, a good ribbing for the Falcons. Like Glimmer Fredette said, he was the only one in ATL celebrating after the Saints won that gave it away. There you go. But we appreciate you guys getting in here this morning. Join us. We're going to dive into a little bit of the defensive discussion for LSU-South Carolina ahead of the matchup on Saturday. I want to give a quick shout-out here. You see next to me, Baller Bites, Louisiana barbecue cheese curls. Basically, it kind of looks like Cheetos, but it's barbecue flavor. This is Harold Perkins here on the back. Shout-out to Perk. Him and his guy, Eron, they got in touch with us yesterday, dropped off a box of the Baller Bites. It is the official snack of Harold Perkins, and it's also part of the Dr. Pepper Harold Perkins Jr. tuition program. If you get your pack, there's a code on the back. They will have one winner in New Orleans, one winner in Baton Rouge for the $5,000 tuition prize via Harold Perkins and Dr. Pepper. Baller Bites. Delicious. I had a bag yesterday. After I went and picked the box up, I ripped the bag open and said, you know what, I'm gonna give my firsthand testimony. And they're delightful. They're delicious. Not that I was going to ever be opposed to a snack. But Baller Bites, very, very good. Go ahead and check them out. Follow them on Instagram at baller.bites. It's the official snack of your star, Harold Perkins. We appreciate Perk, Eron, and reaching out to us to share this delightful treat that is Baller Bites. But speaking of Harold Perkins.
Well, their next mission, if they're teamed up with Dr. Pepper, we got to fix this Dr. Pepper challenge. I don't know if Harold Perkins gets involved, or maybe
he's on the board.
Yeah, well, or just put him on the field. You have to run to the pot like Oklahoma drill.
Yeah,
like let's go 180 on this thing instead of
chest pass
into the
into the bucket. Got it.
Dr. Pepper changed my life.
Now you have to score. You start at 25. Perk is at the 40.
Yes.
You're on the sideline. He's got to take the pursuit angle, and you've got to get into that end zone before Perk catches you.
You put your head down.
Best of luck.
Pros versus Joes.
That is one content idea that just never leaves my brain. Is bringing that back.
It should.
Us bringing back Pros versus Joes, finding a way.
It was. It was what Ricky Williams did it, and he did not take it lightly.
Right, of course not.
Like you would think, like maybe Ricky won't care. He's like, oh no, this is an insult to me. Like you really think you can? I won the Heisman Trophy. Yes, and my NFL stats are actually quite good.
Yeah. Mason Smith, Christian Cowley.
Yes.
Oklahoma drill.
Big cat.
Oh my gosh. Dead cat. Christian would be gone forever. But into the discussion to preview this Saturday's game. Before we are joined by Glen West in about 30 minutes to talk some LSU football. I want to talk a little bit about the South Carolina defense and the LSU defense. I'm going to throw some numbers at you first. The number one stat and analytic I wanted to look at was third down defense, because obviously LSU's third down offense has left a tad bit to be desired. Right now, South Carolina is ranked 116th in third down defense, allowing the 32 out of 72 attempts. That's about 44% of the time they give up the first down on third down. LSU's offense is number 55 in third down conversions, 28 of 66. Obviously, was much higher prior to the Ole Miss game where they went, 2 for 11 on third down? Mm-hmm. And so this is another situation where LSU, who hasn't been particularly good as of late on third down against Ole Miss, is going up against a defense that gives up the first down 44% of the time. So if LSU can find a way to get back on track there against a defense that, as you can see by the numbers, has been susceptible to it. LSU's defense is number 20 in third down defense, 21 of 69 attempts. And South Carolina has the number 106th third down offense, 22 of 62. So you're seeing kind of a tale of two sides. LSU's offense has been mediocre on third down against a South Carolina defense that's not very good on third down. And then an LSU defense who's very good, extremely good, top 20 on third down, against a South Carolina offense that's not very good on third down, number 106 in the country. Another piece I wanted to bring up, the rush defense for South Carolina. They have the number 70 rush defense in the country. They give up 143.2 yards per game, which is 3.9 yards per carry. LSU has the number 117 rush offense, 104.8 yards per game, 3.6 yards per carry. So South Carolina with a kind of a lower end rush defense, where you've seen, if you go watch the games, Vanderbilt, Mizzou is what I watched yesterday. They were not very good against the run. But LSU doesn't run the football. And they are the number 117 rush offense in the country. Now, on the flip side, LSU has the number 14 rush defense in the country, allowing 84.4 yards per game, 3 yards per carry. And then South Carolina has the number 120 rushing offense. Sub 100 yards per game at 99.8, and right there at 2.9 yards per carry, which is what LSU's giving up defensively. And so one thing you have seen from LSU's defense through this point is they've stopped teams from running the ball in general. I saw when you go and you look at the Clemson game, Clemson completely abandoned running the football in that second half. Florida didn't run it nearly as much with ball. The only team that didn't abandon the run against the Tigers was Ole Miss. And ultimately, that paid dividends later on in the game. They scored 2 rushing touchdowns in that football game. I think Lacey had one and Logan Diggs as well. So definitely keep an eye on it.
Just you read off the stats. LSU was, 118 running the football?
Yep, 117.
117 and top 20 on rushing defense?
Top 15.
Top 15. What does practice look like?
It's got to be just an absolute, just a mauling. I mean, they are number 14 rush defense in the country, giving up 84.4 yards per game.
Against maybe the second to worst, we know for a fact,
right,
rushing offense in the SEC.
105 yards per game.
They're so demoralized in practice every day that they have no confidence when they go out to the game.
Probably.
They're just like, hey, we suck at this.
It is. I mean, that would be a drastic contrast looking at practice of the LSU run defense, which is outstanding, and then
LSU can't run the
offense.
I bet. I mean, we saw some things obviously at practice, but like a full go,
right?
Like if this team played this team, like full ones versus ones, and they were just in different uniforms, you'd be like, this is the absolute worst matchup for the LSU offense.
Right? No, 100%.
You can't throw it on anybody. You can't run the football, and you can't block anybody. And LSU can go get the quarterback. They can lock you down on the outside, and they'll scheme you up. Like that practice is that we're not getting anything done.
Right, but the good thing is they're all wearing the same uniform.
Yep.
But I want to highlight this and talk about it a little bit, because this is what's going to be interesting to me, because I feel like, and I hinted at it yesterday, whichever team can find some sort of rhythm in the run game is going to be the team that can find some more success. LSU is number 117 in rush offense. South Carolina's number 120. Both really bad. both extremely bad. LSU 105 yards per game, South Carolina 99.8, so right there at 100. Neither of those are very good. One side is facing a much better rush defense, as LSU's number 15, South Carolina's number 70, but obviously these numbers don't tell the whole story. Because when you go back and you look at Ole Miss, LSU faced a very bad run defense, but still couldn't run the ball against them because, one, they're not very good at it. Two, they didn't really try. And so I want to pose the question to the chat and you guys as well. When you look at the numbers, these analytics, but as well as what's been seen on the field, which one of these two teams do you see finding that rhythm in the run game? Because right now they're both pretty bad. LSU's defense is really good against the run. To me, there's one thing working in South Carolina's favor, and it's Lenore Sellers at 16. Like, that to me is what would make the run game look different. Obviously, you saw a committed effort to him running the football against Kentucky in their last win. And so, Lloyd, Jonathan.
Can I answer neither?
You can?
I mean,
Push.
Like, I've been so like sunshine and rainbows kind of all season about things and trying to look on the bright side and they're going to improve. And I just right at this point it's just like I got to see something before I'm going to think positively that we can run the football. You know, I'm not going to like talk myself into it anymore. And I think that we are good enough on defense to contain Sellers to the point to where he's not going to be devastating.
Right.
I think it could be a really weird looking game. I don't know. That's just
a rock fight.
Yeah. I don't know. Don't feel positive about any of this particularly.
Yeah.
Other than our ability to stop the run. But no, I don't know. I don't think anybody does well.
Under.
That's the tough part is that these are two bad rushing attacks and they're LSU's defense. My main concern is what I talked about ad nauseum yesterday, is if LSU's defense is going to step up and be the number 14 rush defense and play as well as they have, you've got to be able to return the favor by doing something different. And the South Carolina defense is susceptible to the run. They give up 143 yards per game. I think if LSU gets 140 rushing yards in this game, it would be
huge,
like a lifesaver. And so, to me, I'm going to be very interested to see what the rushing attack looks like. I think Kern at left guard is an interesting piece. The use of Harlan Berry is obviously going to be massive, along with the health of Caden Durham in this matchup. You saw a true freshman break out against South Carolina last year who's still on your team in Caden Durham. And they just – the biggest thing that I took away watching those games yesterday was depression in the fact that both Vanderbilt and Mizzou were able to get push and get to the second level against South Carolina. The same way Tulane was able to do that against Ole Miss.
Well, that's what I was about to reference.
And it brought depression because I have no hope that LSU is going to be able to do that.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, yeah, I'm not crazy in saying that.
No,
Right.
you could reference, you can say South Carolina, the 70th ranked rush defense. Ole Miss was the 100th ranked rush defense, and it was worse than that before they played LSU. That gave them a significant pay bump in what the rushing defense was doing because LSU ran it for 50 yards. So there's no reason or hope to be inspired by, oh, look, they're really bad at stopping the run. So was Ole Miss, and you still couldn't run the football. And you can say, oh, Caden Durham didn't play. That is a big factor. But still, that doesn't change the fact that you couldn't block anybody.
Right.
There was nowhere for anybody to
Can't run
run.
if there's nowhere to go.
Right. And so, no, I mean,
No, they can't run the football.
This is the predicament LSU is in, and
Right.
hopefully this part is what changes if nothing's healthy. You might have to throw it 50 times because right now you can't run it, and if you can't do it, you can't do it. We've been saying this for 2 years
Right.
now, where it's like they just got to find something. That's what everybody keeps saying. They just need to find something, and it's like they can't do it. It is what it is. They can't run the football. You had 4 offensive linemen get drafted last year, and they couldn't run the football. So clearly it's something going on in the LSU building where outside talent evaluators go, these guys are good.
Right.
But for some reason at LSU, they can't run the ball.
Yeah, no, because I was watching Missouri, I was watching Vandy.
Missouri's got a really good running game.
Right. they consistently got push and were able to get to the second level to run the football. And the other aspect was when the defensive front stepped up for South Carolina and made plays, which they will because they are very good. Brian Thomas Jr. and Dylan Stewart are both very good.
Brian Thomas Jr. got to give me one of those.
Crazy at rushing the passer. Those teams were able to get pushed, but on top of that, Prabula from Missouri and Pavia from Vanderbilt, when the plays broke down, when the offensive line but
Got beat.
Allowed pressure, those guys went and made the plays. Those guys went and used their legs to either manipulate the pocket, roll out, or just go run for the first down to make plays and avoid the problems that this defensive front can cause. I don't think this South Carolina defense is as good as the one LSU faced last season. No. But this LSU offense is not as good as it was last season, which is frustrating because it should be as good or better just from a player standpoint, but it's not. And so when I look at this South Carolina defense, I went through some of the numbers, but obviously it starts with number 6. The same way we talked about Sellers on offense is how we're going to talk about Dylan Stewart on defense. He's a game breaker, and I'm very interested to see what LSU's going to do to attack him, specifically him. As Brian Thomas Jr. is very good, number 46 on the other side. He's got 3 sacks as well. But I think Dylan Stewart's going to be lined up on the right side of your offensive line. He's going to be across from Davis, Kern, likely Davis, Josh Thompson. Like, he's going to line up across from those guys. If you're LSU, you got to find a way to stop him. What is LSU going to do specifically to stop Dylan Stewart, or at least affect him? Because he's a game breaker. The guy across from him, number 46, Brian Thomas Jr., like I said, 3 sacks as well. He's impressive up front. He's big. He's physical. They have a very good defensive front, which in turn doesn't lead to much confidence for LSU, because what's the biggest question mark for LSU? The offensive line, the run game, and their quarterback's health. They've been susceptible to the run. LSU's not very good at it. So if LSU's going to drop back and pass, your offensive line's going up against a very good South Carolina defensive front with and you have a quarterback that needs to stay on his 2 feet and not get popped. Whether he gets rid of the football in time or not, whether it's a sack or not, this is a South Carolina team that's got 14 sacks on the year. That's tied for 22nd best in the country. That's about 2.8 per game. They had 4 against Kentucky. So even if it's not a sack, you don't want 18 hitting the ground.
Right.
Because he's hurt. You want him to stay healthy. And if 46 Brian Thomas Jr. and number 6 Dylan Stewart just get to feast on your offensive line, that's not going to coincide with success. Which is why running the football, or at least creating some sort of run game, is of the utmost importance. You have to find some success there in this football game, because South Carolina's been susceptible to it. Missouri has a very good rushing attack. That's how they beat South Carolina. Vanderbilt was able to run the ball successfully against them. You have to find some sort of success there so that it's not a feast in the backfield on your quarterback. And if you can't run the football, you got to run the quick hitters. Swing pass, screen pass. Keep Garrett Nussmeier upright and don't let those guys break the game.
This also means it's a terrible week for Anderson to be out.
It is. It is.
And I don't know. So they, as a whole, they have pass blocked better than they've run blocked. There's been at least some success there. There have been a few guys that have done a serviceable job. I don't think that you can throw the same, just kind of going back to what we were talking about earlier with Kearns or whoever's going to play at the left guard spot. I don't think you can go out there and throw the same 5 that we've had and expect anything different. It's just, it seems to me like if you want to even have a shot at having some optimism, you got to throw out a couple different dudes and try to shake things up a little.
And this is a week to do it, coming off of a bye.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think we have anything to worry about, boys. Our guy over at Sports Talk Pod, I don't know if you saw this, breaking news. True story. Just saw Nick Anderson off Essence and Perkins. He said Nuss is back slinging it.
True story.
There you go.
There you go.
What else do you need to see?
Shout out.
First-hand source.
LSU was up. Baton Rouge was up at Sports Talk Pod. Hey, if Nuss is back slinging it,
All was right in the world.
it still doesn't give you a run game.
No, it
But
doesn't.
it's nice to see. But look, there are problems that South Carolina can cause. It starts with that defensive front. J.R. Johnson, Justin Okonkwo, and Sean Murphy, the linebackers, are all good sideline to sideline. They've had struggles tackling, especially against the run. They also have number 15, Cisse, in the defensive backfield, 11 tackles, 5 pass breakups. This defense has athletes. They have players. The defensive front is impressive. They can cause some problems for where LSU is good. They're much better against the pass than they are the rush. They're the number 31 pass defense. They give up 180.2 yards per game. LSU's the number 43 pass offense. And so where they're good on defense is where LSU's strength lies on offense. But obviously the biggest thing there is your quarterback's health. It has nothing to do with what's been seen throughout the season. It just comes down to, can Nussmeier make the throws? Because if he can, your skill positions, your offense should be better in that aspect of the game than the pass defense that South Carolina can run out there. They're good in the defensive backfield. They're not anything crazy. Their defensive front is where they make their money. And so you have to do things to get them maybe backed off. I will be interested. They are usually in a 4-down front. If they go to a 3-man front, like you've seen, Tech did it and caused problems. Obviously, Ole Miss with the 3-man drop 8 caused some issues. I wouldn't be surprised to see them have implemented that off the bye week, where you have 2 weeks to prepare to do something different, especially with 46-6 and how impressive they are.
Yeah, and
physically.
If I saw the pressure that Ole Miss was able to get with 3 guys, I would say, hey, let's give that a shot, because that was fucking hopeless.
Right.
That's what whatever your strategy was going to be. After you watch the Tech game, what LSU scored, 24?
23.
23 points. Then you see the Ole Miss game, they did the same thing. Whatever we think our calling card on defense is, I know they love to play a lot of man. They like to that's what they're not very comfortable playing zone coverage. They like to man you up, and for LSU that should be a win on your end. But if you're South Carolina, it'd be a fool's errand not to look at what other teams have done, which is drop 8 and rush 3, and LSU has not been able to find an answer for it, because the answer is it's very obvious.
Just run the football.
Run the football.
Right.
But since you can't.
Because that's where my concern lies. I don't have concern in the pass protection. Obviously, there's concern there. Quarterback health, obviously, there's concern there. If he is healthier like we expect, he should be able to make some throws to spread the field out a little bit and be more comfortable.
What that just
my
there's
concern
nowhere to put the football.
Well, that's my concern is the fact that you can't, and as of right now won't. The last time we watched you run the football.
Is there a quarterback that runs less in college football?
No, he is an anomaly. I watch a lot of football.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
These other teams, just scouting teams LSU's going to play against, there's never an accurate
comp
because no other team is who LSU is. Watching South Carolina against Missouri and Vanderbilt, I wanted to watch those games because those were the best competition they faced. It didn't really tell me much, because those teams have quarterbacks that'll run, have rushing attacks that are good, and the reason why those rushing attacks are better than maybe what they could be is because there's a threat of the quarterback running the football, or the fact that the quarterback will. Pribula made a bunch of plays for Missouri with his legs. Watching Alabama last weekend against Vanderbilt, it pissed me off. It pissed me off watching Ty Simpson consistently make plays with his legs. I know Nussmeier's not a runner, but man, it is stressful how much of an anomaly LSU football is offensively right now, because you have a true pocket passer. Even though he should have the ability to do it, he won't. And we can't expect it to change.
It just blows my mind.
It's unbelievable.
And we got into it yesterday with me and Jay Mitchell because it was in the chat. I was just doing the Ask Him and Him. I was like, don't shoot the messenger here. I'm just reading what people are writing. But he took it out on me because I do have some of the similar thoughts of scheme and what you're doing. And he continued like, well, is it not the same offense that he threw for 4,000 yards in? I was like, well, clearly, but it feels like he can't do that right now. Like, you can't tell, like, what's so it's not the same offense then if he can't throw. But so I don't know what you're trying to tell me, but I was like, you don't think that running an offense that seems to have something baked in where a quarterback will run.
Right.
You can't tell me that him not doing it doesn't help the defense out at all when it's.
Of course it does.
Like, and like I said, I was just thinking over here. Tom Granning was in the chat. He said, I don't know what spurred this. Hold on. Let me find Tommy. When you have a quarterback that will not run the ball, there's no threat to run the ball. Running the ball is tough. And I was just sitting here thinking, I was like, what other college football team in America?
Well, and there are some,
but
in the realm where LSU wants to be, there are none.
Yeah, the ones that don't run are sitting back at Washington State and running the air raid.
Right. Go through the top 10 and tell me which one of those teams doesn't have a quarterback that'll tuck it and go. Alabama, obviously. Ole Miss, yes. Watching Gunnar Stockton tuck it and run.
Yeah, he'll run.
It adds a level.
Oklahoma, Mateer will run.
Right. Go down the top 10, 1 through 10.
I haven't seen Indiana play, so I can't comment.
I know the quarterback will run, but he's not a runner.
Yeah, so Ohio State.
Yes, saying will run.
Yes, Miami. Probably the closest, but Beck will take off.
Yeah, Beck will run if he has to, but their offense also isn't one that expects the quarterback to tuck it and go.
No.
But continue.
But he's out there actually slinging the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, he also, yeah.
Oregon.
Yeah.
Dante Moore runs.
Ole Miss.
Yes.
Saw it with my own 2 eyes. 70 yards, 15 carries.
Uh-huh.
Texas A&M.
Oh, yes. 1,000%.
Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana.
Mendoza has been a very good quarterback.
Yeah,
he's been able to throw it around. Hasn't really had to run, but will.
Alabama.
Yes.
Texas Tech. 9 in the country.
That's crazy. But Texas Tech is air raid. That's who they've always been. They throw it around.
Georgia.
Yes, Stockton will run.
LSU.
No. So, look.
Even the car boy at Notre Dame will run.
Right. And look, and this is with this football game, and this will be more of what tomorrow's show consists of, actually what we expect to go down in the game. This South Carolina defense can cause problems for LSU's offense. Every defense can. That's just the world you live in. Every defense you face can cause problems for your offense because your offense is the problem. I'm not trying to be too, I guess, blunt about it, but there's not going to be a defense that you line up, especially in the SEC, that you say, this defense isn't really going to cause issues. Maybe Arkansas, because they're bad. The South Carolina defense isn't anything crazy. Like I said, they're number 70 rush defense, number 31 pass defense. That's pretty middle of the pack. But LSU's offense is the problem. And so this is a defense that can cause issues, especially with a guy like Dylan Stewart and a guy like Brian Thomas Jr. But I say that to say I still think LSU has the better football team in this game. Their defense, South Carolina's defense, it's nowhere near LSU's. LSU is better than them in majority of the stats, the rankings, everything. LSU's defense is much better, and you've seen them play, the competition and step up to the plate and be as good as they have been. LSU wins the defensive battle. Offensively, LSU has the better players, not the better quarterback, but the better players. I think that LSU has the better football team going into Saturday. Luckily and gladly, you are at home. That, to me, is one of the biggest reasons I have confidence in this football game. is LSU's playing in Death Valley on a Saturday night. Because that adds an extra layer. Because really, when I look at this, when I look at everything on paper, it's going to come down to the coaching. As most games do. But it comes down to coaching and making the right reads and adapting and all these difference where I haven't seen LSU really do it offensively, and you're going to have to.
I mean, that's what they've been focused on this week. A 3-man rush. We've seen a lot of 3-man. We've been pretty clean. It's the 8-man in coverage. It's tougher sledding that way. You want better balance of run to pass? That's been our focus, running the football. What is that? I don't even know what that means.
If LSU has found something and is effective in the run game, they win this game. I'm not going to say easily because it's a Southeastern Conference opponent, but I'm not all that concerned if LSU's able to find some semblance of the run game to put 4 guys back down on the line. If South Carolina's in a 3-man front, get them out of it. Put yourself in position to run on 3rd and short and get a first down.
Yeah, if by some miracle they hit that 140 number we talked about,
yeah,
we win.
1,000%. If they are able to hit the number that South Carolina average is giving up, they'll find a way to win.
Just be average.
Just be average.
Just be average.
Don't forget, every single day, we are brought to you by All About Inflatables. AllAboutInflatablesDS.com is the website. It is very, very easy to maneuver and use to make your orders, to get everything organized for your party, your event, whether it is a water slide, a bounce house, all the above. Gabe and his crew do a great job. They'll get out there. They'll drop it off at the time you request. They'll come back and pick it up. You won't even know they were there, besides the fact that they're going to need an outlet to plug the blower into. But entering the Christmas season, the holiday season, they have a new venture at All About. It's all about holiday lighting. 225-276-0608 is the number. Give Gabe a call for All About Holiday Lighting. They're going to do design, installation, storage, free estimates, and they're going to do residential and commercial lighting. Follow them on Facebook at All About Holiday Lighting and give them a call, 225-276-0608. We will take a quick break here and come back with Glen West from 24/7 Sports right after this.
Have they thought about doing Halloween?
It's holiday lighting.
So we could.
If you want it,
They have it.
225-276-0608. Call.
There's some Halloween crazies out there.
Oh, I know it.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Wright Branding at Go Martin on the Go Deli.
Go Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff.
Where everyone is family.
Wardo's was created in honor of Alan Ward Branning III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown Natchez with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, Wardo's was born. So go visit Wardo's today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Wright Branding at Go Martin on the Go Deli.
Go Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also, stop by Wardo's Pub Was at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff.
Where everyone is family.
When it comes to your home, the roof over your head matters. At CAS Roofing, we don't just install shingles, we build peace of mind. With years of experience and a commitment to craftsmanship, our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's a repair, a replacement, or storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality.
All right, welcome back here. Hour number 2 underway. We will be joined by Glen West very, very soon here to talk some more LSU football as Lloyd and Jonathan do their best attempt at turning into Harold Perkins as they both ripped open a bag of the Baller Bites. And they are confirming my take on the snack of Harold Perkins, the Baller Bites.
For a minute.
Harold Perkins is a snack, right, guys?
There you go.
Okay.
Nice. They wanted to find out if you had the entire bag of Baller Bites, if you would then turn into Harold Perkins.
Please make me Harold Perkins.
It would be nice. It'd be,
Yeah. You know who could help you find a run game?
who? Harold Perkins as a running back?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be excellent. But the Baller Bites are, like we said, delicious. At baller.bites on Instagram.
Not a snack you can sneak on
No. But I will say my favorite thing about them, and this is one thing I will always applaud, a chip or a snack. This thing is packed.
Yeah, they're not skipping.
It is. There's no. They're not leaving you hanging with any of the like some of these, those bags of Lay's chips.
Yeah, Frito-Lay's bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, disgusting. It's an embarrassment to the snack community, but this is not. This is full of cheese curls, and it's great.
You can get your money's worth. And you might become Harold Perkins.
But I think we're echoing.
Oh, you are.
Just bear with us on the echo. Lloyd's getting the Zoom straightened out. It's going to be gone soon. just bear with us, please. But we're going to get back into this LSU football discussion. Like I said before we close it out, I do feel good about this game on Saturday, even though there are some things to not feel good about. I do think you'll see a healthier Garrett Nussmeier and hope to see some changes made during the bye week. We're going to dive into all of that with Glen West from 24/7 Sports, where he covers the Tigers in just a moment. But the echo's gone. Appreciate you guys helping us out with the audio always. But the South Carolina defense, like I said, can cause problems. But ultimately, I think when you just look at the defenses as a whole, LSU's defense can just do so many things to this South Carolina offense that's not very good at running the football. LSU's defense very good at stopping the run. LSU's defense has 11 sacks, while South Carolina has 14. I think LSU's defense will be able to cause issues similar to what can be caused for the LSU offense. But we're going to dive into the discussion here with Glen West from 24/7 Sports as he joins us to talk LSU football ahead of the South Carolina matchup. Glen, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, guys. How are you doing?
Doing good. We appreciate you making some time for us. But I'll get it started. A question that I think I had asked Jacques yesterday and we've talked about through the week. Sitting back during the bye week and just watching some football around the country, did that make you feel better or worse with where LSU currently stands going into this week?
Yeah, I think it makes me feel a whole lot better because there really doesn't seem to be a whole ton of powerhouse teams out there right now. I mean, especially in the SEC, this thing just feels wide open. And, I think the kind of the stigma around the conference here is that the teams are just going to beat up on each other for the next 7 weeks. And, that can be a good thing for LSU. That can be a bad thing for LSU if they don't get some of the issues that they have right now on the offensive side of the ball corrected. So I think, look, all their goals are still out in front of them here. That's been something we've consistently said. I think a lot of the writing here the last couple of weeks has been mostly centered around improvement and what they can do this second half of the season. But I think there's also another layer of this thing too, where they still have a chance to accomplish everything that they wanted to set out for in their preseason goals. And so just got to get back to the grind and back to performing at a level that will allow them to do so. And we'll see if this bye week and if this week a preparation for South Carolina can open up anything for this offense and for this team going forward.
And speaking of the bye week and these weeks of preparation, obviously I think most people feel the same way about the issues LSU has. What did you hope the Tigers accomplished over this stretch of 14 or so days that they've had to prepare for this football game on Saturday?
Yeah, I think health first and foremost. I mean, there's just so many guys that were banged up or had some kind of issue going into the open date, and it sounds like the majority of them are going to play. And it sounds like Caden Durham's going to be available. It sounds like Weston Davis is going to be available. Trey Green with his knee. Hopefully, they got some good treatment on that, and then he's going to be able to be an X factor for this team down the stretch. But for me, it really starts with the quarterback, and it starts with Nussmeier and just his health and his availability going forward and what he looks like. I'm in the camp that I didn't think he looked like the quarterback that we were expecting to see coming into the year from that Ole Miss game, and just there were just so many throws that looked like he was fighting something. And we've been getting little bits and pieces here and there that he's still dealing with this ab strain, and hopefully the open date was enough to kind of get this thing corrected. But I'm kind of in the believe it when I see it now. I thought there was some progress that was being made in the Southeastern game, and he thought he looked really good in that performance just from a throwing perspective. But it was definitely a step back in Ole Miss, and he missed a number of throws that I think he makes last year and helps them win that game. But I hopefully this open date and this 2-week stretch here has gotten him enough opportunity to heal up and to get ready. But we're not going to be able to know that until Saturday, I think.
And I think it's been like this on again, off again thing with the Nussmeier injury, and obviously you see or you hear, you're told he's on the back end of it. Then you see the performance for Southeastern, and then you see the Ole Miss game. You're like, I have no idea what to think or what to believe or what's going on. But and I think that's going to continue because out of a bye week, it feels like what has helped him is, I guess, is what they said they needed time, even though earlier they said they needed to play. So I think everybody's a little confused about what's going, like what the direction to go is. But I do think coming out of a bye week, you would think to see a better, more polished Nuss. But with that said, do you think that this is going to continue this roller coaster ride where you see him, if he has time and he's very, he could be the kind of flashes of the old Nuss, and then he'll have to play the next week, and it goes back to a more confined Nuss?
It's a great question, Lloyd. I wish I knew the answer to that. I wish I had a crystal ball that could tell us that he was going to be 100% going forward here. But there's just no way of knowing. I mean, these ab strains really, from what I've read up on the last couple of weeks, it's really just kind of how you're feeling day to day. I mean, like it's one of those things that could feel great one day and then just not feel great the next. And I'm just hoping that the last couple of weeks have been able to get the right treatment for him, and that he's going to be able to complete some of those downfield passes that I think LSU really needs him to complete to get the offense rolling, because I do think that everyone's curious about the run game, and the run game has to be better, no doubt about it. But I think the quickest path, honestly, for this offense showing real signs of improvement is in the passing game, and for Nussmeier and these receivers to start hitting on some of those deeper balls and start forcing teams start forcing defenses to send more pressure at them with more guys, and that could open things up for LSU. But they really have to. They really have to get this thing solved, and I just don't know that we're going to know that answer over the next couple of weeks. Maybe we'll see something against South Carolina that shows us that he's on the backtrack of this thing, and that he really is starting to throw the ball a little bit better. But again, it's a believe it until I see it kind of deal now.
The next thing that I'll ask, looking at what's ahead for LSU, is when we talk about the run game, the offensive line, all of these issues that are kind of compounding on this team. I want to ask specifically, you brought up Weston Davis earlier and him returning from injury. I want to talk about the right tackle position. I was impressed with what I saw from Karius Kern against Ole Miss and the way he performed for being a true freshman that found out he was starting 20 minutes before kickoff. But obviously there seems to be some conversation with maybe him at left guard, with Davis coming back playing right tackle. What is your take on what LSU goes with on the offensive line Saturday?
Yeah, I think LSU goes back to Weston Davis at right tackle on Saturday. That would be my educated guess on that. I think that he's got some games under his belt now, and they want to see him out there and see him try to improve as a right tackle. And so I think they'll go back to him as the starter. But I think the best path and the best way that this offense can change in the short term is by giving the freshman a chance and giving Karius Kern an opportunity to start. And I think at left guard, he can give you a lot of the things that you're looking for as a starter. And just kind of the big thing that LSU's offensive line has had trouble with so far these first 5 games is just moving guys out of the way, right? Especially in the run game. They just haven't been able to push anybody around. And I think having a young, maybe a little bit green freshman offensive lineman who's 320 pounds that can stick his nose in there and just push guys around a little bit, I think that could be something that helps LSU on the interior of their O-line. And having him next to Braylon Moore, for example, I think has probably been your most consistent offensive lineman. Maybe those two can open up some holes on the left side of the offensive line for the run game. And I'm not asking the run game to start chopping off these 15, 20, 25-yard gains. I just think if you can get to a point this year where they're getting 6, 7, 8 yards, where it's just a little bit more efficient, where it's a little bit more timely, particularly on third down, if you're able to run the ball on 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, and go get yourself a first down, I think that would be major strides for this offense and really help complement what they need to do in the passing game. So I would give Karius Kern the start at left guard. I don't know that they're going to go that direction. I think DJ Chester and Cohen Eccles are still kind of being thought of right now at that position. But we've seen what it looks like with those guys in there, and we haven't really seen what it looks like yet with Karius Kern at left guard. So I would be, trying everything out, every mixing and matching that I can think of as an offense. I would be trying up front and see if Kern can't respond.
If LSU is without Aaron Anderson as he goes from probable to questionable on this Thursday, what is your answer to replace probably your most reliable offensive weapon?
Yeah, a lot of Xavion Thomas. I think a lot of Barryon Brown. I think I think they have quality depth at wide receiver. We just haven't been able to see it yet because they haven't been able to hit on all aspects of their passing game to this point. I mean, they've just been a very screen heavy, short passing route kind of offense, and that's been kind of what they've I guess, had their success on so far through 5 games. Like they just need to be able to expand the passing game a little bit more. And look, I mean, they've taken shots to Nick Anderson, they've taken shots at Chris Hilton. There've been a couple drops in there, but they've also just missed. And Nussmeier's missed on some of those throws. And injury or not, you're going to need them to connect on some of those passes if you're not going to have Aaron Anderson at your disposal. I'll be curious to see what the injury report looks like on Friday going into the game. Kelly sounded pretty optimistic on Monday that Anderson would be able to play. So maybe something's turned around here the last couple days in practice, and they just don't think he's as good as maybe they thought going into the week. So we'll get some more clarification tonight when we get to meet with Coach Kelly. But they certainly need other guys to step up. And I think another guy to mention is Kyle Parker. I think he's been a very reliable receiver when he's had his opportunities, and somebody that's just very smart, very savvy, has been around the program now for several years, knows Nussmeier well. I would be great with him getting more opportunities in this offense as well to kind of just expand your horizons here and get a number of guys involved.
And the next question I'll ask, obviously there's not a lot of question marks or concern around the LSU defense, but going up against Lenore Sellers is going to be a challenge regardless. LSU has not had the most success when it comes to stopping mobile quarterbacks, whether that was Sellers last year, Marcel Reed, Jalen Milroe, obviously, and the nightmare he's been for the last 2 years for LSU, even though I think now he's gone. But going into this game, what is your thought on the LSU defense, and is there still any level of concern on their ability to stop a running quarterback?
Yeah, well, even Chambliss a couple of weeks ago for Ole Miss, I think he had about 70 yards on him and, picked up some huge third downs with his legs that really extended some of those double-digit drives that Ole Miss was able to put together. And so I do think that's got to be the first thing that LSU tries to eliminate is, just the improvisation that Lenore Sellers has at the quarterback position is probably his greatest trait as a quarterback. He can make things happen with his legs when plays break down, and LSU's defense just has to be there when that happens. And I think if they're able to do that, they should be able to get off the field pretty consistently in this game. So, but at the same time, to your point, they just haven't shown that they have been able to do that. I mean, Chambliss had some big runs, some big gains when plays broke down a couple weeks ago. Maybe the defense can learn from that and slow down guys like Sellers and Reed that they're going to be, and Pavia that they're going to be facing here over the next 3 weeks. I mean, this is as difficult of a stretch of running quarterbacks as you're going to face all season with these 3 guys. And Sellers is very much, one of the more dynamic runners. I think when he gets, out in space and gets a little bit of headroom just to kind of, march down the field there with his legs. I think he's really good at that. And so it's going to be really important for LSU to get off the field. And I think it starts with obviously slowing down Sellers in the run game. And, and his run game, I would say South Carolina hasn't shown that they can really run the ball with anybody else besides Lenore Sellers. And so they've taken a couple shots down the field to a couple of their receivers like Nick Harbour, but they very much lean on Lenore Sellers and his running ability and his improvisational skills. And I think if LSU can get that eliminated or slowed down, then I think they should have a very, very good night.
And next thing I'll ask is when you're looking at this game on Saturday and the LSU offense, we've talked about the run game. Do you expect to see more of Harlem Berry on Saturday to maybe see if you can spark something? I know Durham returning will be huge for this run game, but you saw a good bit of Berry at the end of the Ole Miss game, and it feels like if you need a spark, 22 would be the guy to go to.
Yeah, I agree completely. I think he's somebody you have to try to get on the perimeter. I think he's somebody that is capable of making defenders miss in the SEC, and would love to see a little bit more of him to complement what Caden Durham can do. So, yeah, I'd be all for that. I think he's somebody that has earned some more opportunity in this offense and can certainly provide another spark there. But at the same time, you've got to be able to have, guys, blocking up front. It starts up front with the O-line. And then, if you want to get a guy like Harlem Berry out on the perimeter, you've got to have your receivers and your tight ends be blocking well too. And I don't know that LSU has shown a consistency in being able to do that either. So it's really just one organism here to get the run game going. It's 11 guys. It takes all 11 to get that thing on the right track. And I think Harlem is a guy that certainly could benefit from that, and certainly Caden Durham as well. I think Durham, hasn't shown quite the explosiveness maybe that he had a year ago when he was healthy, but I think there's a lot of factors that go into that, and he needs all the help that he can get, and certainly Barry does as well. But I would love to see more Harlem Barry in this offense.
I saw the article you posted on 247 about Brian Kelly and becoming more static on the offensive end. What do you think that looks like in your mind whenever he says, maybe you saw this at the midseason last year, right, where they simplified things? Is that the direction you think it's going, where it's maybe not? There's two versions of it, right, where you can go tempo, go fast, and not really think about making a change, or it's huddle up, and then whatever the play is, we're just going to run that and do it that way. So I'm just interested in your take on how they achieved becoming more static.
Yeah, I think probably the point that Kelly was trying to make there yesterday was just that they think that they can be a more efficient offense if they are a little bit more up-tempo and if they are a little bit quicker. And I think what he meant by that was maybe not as much pre-snap motion. LSU has a lot of pre-snap motion in their play calling. They have a lot of, obviously, screen passes, a lot of guys shifting in their pre-snap. It's a lot of, Nussmeier at the line of scrimmage trying to, call out different protections and different checks and things. And I think more than anything, they just want this offense to go. They just want to, call the play and go. And I think there have been times this year where they've had to call timeouts in rough situations because they haven't been able to get the right play call. And that's maybe burned a couple timeouts where they haven't really where they haven't really needed to do so. And so I think that, the bigger point here, I think, is just to maybe get into a little bit more rhythm. Maybe they feel like they can get into a little bit more of a tempo offense and just call the play and go. Just not really think about it too much. Just call the play and go and get on to the next one. And we'll see if that works. I mean, it's definitely a different change than maybe we've seen the first 5 weeks. And I'm not saying they're going to do it the entire game, but if you can mix it up and mix up your rhythm, mix up your tempo, I think it really helps throw off defenses when they're trying to sub in and out of the game, and you're going up tempo or having different changes of paces with your offense.
And one of the last ones I'll close it out with, Glenn, is this month of October, LSU's got 3 games. South Carolina this weekend. They travel to Vandy, and they close it out with Texas A&M in Tiger Stadium. How important is this stretch of games for LSU? One, to get things right, but two, to leave October 3-0 going into the month of November with Bama and Oklahoma waiting.
Yeah, I think you've got to win these next 3. I think this is, as crucial a stretch as you're going to have in your entire season. I think it could define your season in so many ways. You've got to be able to defend home field, and the game against A&M, I think, could be one of the biggest of the Brian Kelly era here. If they go into that game with only 1 loss, that would be a huge win if they could get that one done at home. If A&M is still the team we believe they are in a couple weeks as well, they have to start getting better though offensively for them to accomplish their goals, or else there are going to be other losses on the schedule. And but I think that this is a roster that was put together that can handle that can beat these teams. They're capable of beating these teams when they're at their peak level, but we just haven't seen them be anywhere close to their peak level yet, and that's a little bit concerning here going into week 6 of the season. They have to start, getting better and start on an upward trend here to really accomplish all the goals they want to have, because, Alabama on the road, Oklahoma on the road, those are going to be tough enough, and you've already got 1 loss on your schedule, and you can't really afford to drop here any over the next 3 weeks, because you've got to win at least one of those 2 games against Alabama and Oklahoma to have a chance, and that means you got to play pretty much perfectly throughout the rest of your schedule. And so this is a huge month. This is a huge month for them. This is a huge month for this for this era of LSU football. And I'll be very interested to see what they look like on Saturday, because this can be a tone-setting game. Like South Carolina is not, the team that I think many people thought they would be going into the year. And I think this is a very winnable game. This is a game where I think you can win by 9, 10, 12, 14 points, and really feel good about yourself going into the next couple weeks at Vandy and then at home against A&M.
That would be delicious.
It would be
LSU could
outstanding.
win by 10 points or score 10 points. But you paint the picture for me real quick. Well, if you're in Tiger Stadium, LSU gets the ball first, goes 3 and out. What do you expect the temperature in Tiger Stadium to feel like?
Icy. It'll probably be a little bit. It will probably be warmer on Saturday, but I expect there to be some uncomfortable feelings if LSU struggles out of the gate offensively. Whether you mentioned they're a 3 and out, or a couple of drives in a row where they don't really move the ball much. I don't know what to expect from this game, to be quite honest with you, but I do expect there to be some uncomfortable fans if it doesn't start the way that LSU needs it to.
Put in Dame Barron.
Yeah. Look, I think it's a great question, and I don't know that LSU gets there in terms of, unless Nussmeier just looks totally compromised, right? If you can just tell that his arm or his injury or whatever it is he's dealing with is just not getting much better, you can't afford to have another first half like you did 2 weeks ago. Like I think that if you have another first half like that, you really have to have some tough conversations in the locker room at halftime. And I just don't know if LSU gets to that point, because everything that they've said, everything that they've done, really seems like they're going to lean into Nussmeier and kind of ride or die with that decision. So we'll see. But I certainly think it's good that you got Michael Van Buren a lot of work last week, and from what Kelly said, he's looked pretty good.
Well, Glenn, we appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us. We'll talk again soon.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
There he is. Shout out Glen West at GlenWest21 on Twitter. Great work there for 24/7 Sports. Look, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come right back. We'll get into some fun conversations, some smiles, some happiness with LSU baseball as Jason Armstrong of Inside LSU Baseball joins us right after this.
Wardos was created in honor of Alan Ward Branning III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown Natchez with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, Wardo's was born. So go visit Wardo's today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Wright Branding at Go Martin on the Go Deli.
Go Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff.
Where everyone is family.
When it comes to your home, the roof over your head matters. At CAS Roofing, we don't just install shingles, we build peace of mind. With years of experience and a commitment to craftsmanship, our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's repair, a replacement, or storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality.
All right, welcome back here as we try to add some joy to your morning after the somewhat depressing thoughts that LSU football can bring and the way that they've performed. And that joy comes from Jay Johnson and LSU baseball. And we're going to get into that conversation with our guy Jason Armstrong from @Inside LSU Baseball. He does great work over there. Make sure you go follow him, check him out to stay up to date with all the news that Jay Johnson keeps coming across the newswire. Jason, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, what's up, guys?
First off, let's get it started just to preview fall ball a little bit. The announcements made that Derek Curiel will make the shift over to center field with Stanfield taking over in left. What were your thoughts on the move, if you were surprised at all, and just kind of maybe your thoughts on the team overall going into fall ball?
Yeah, no, that's not a move that surprised me at all. I mean, I think that Jay has to balance, when getting these players to come to LSU, yes, it's about winning at LSU, but also developing these guys to play at the next level. And Derek Curiel is a guy that's going to be probably potentially a top 10 pick in this upcoming draft. And so giving him an opportunity to play center field and showing what he can do out there is an important step for him. And it makes a lot of sense. Chris Stanfield played a lot of left field, I know, at Auburn. And so, this is a great outfield. I mean, you're returning your entire starting outfield from last year, a team that won the national championship. I think all of those guys could play any of the outfield positions. So, not surprised at all. I think it's a good move.
And like you said, the outfield, obviously the expectation is extremely high for a national championship group. What do you expect the infield to look like? Obviously there's going to be some shakeup there outside of the shortstop position. They've made some moves, brought in some pieces. What do you expect it to look like for LSU just going into fall ball?
Yeah, this is one of the big things for me. Every year since Jay Johnson's been at LSU, the infield defense has improved. If you just strictly look at fielding percentage, I mean, his first year in 2022, they were horrendous. I think they were like a .962 fielding percentage. Every year it's improved. The year they won the national championship, I want to say they were up in like the .973. 2024, they were up to .975. And then this past year, the national championship team, they fielded at .981. To give you a perspective, the team that led the country this past year in fielding percentage was .984 fielding percentage. And that was a team that I don't even believe made postseason. So, that's less opportunities to make errors and things like that. So, you had I'd say you had two shortstops last year on the left side of the infield. Danny Dickinson was a guy who came in to try to win the shortstop job. And so he was a pretty good fielder as well, a step up from previous second basemen. Not Milo, of course, but, and he did a great job. So you're going from a really, really good fielding infield. And by the way, let me back up. We don't talk about this, but we had 3 years. No, I'm getting that wrong. We went from Trey Morgan at first base to Jared Jones. Those were two exceptional defensive first basemen. So we don't really talk about them when we look at defense a lot of time, but those guys were incredible. You could bounce one to them. They were going to make the play. They made good decisions on when to drop step, when to come get it. And so it was a very strong defensive infield. Now, this year, what you've got really good bat first type of defensive players, and whether that's Caraway, Dardar, if it's Zach York, whoever it is. I mean, Braden Simpson. These guys can all play the positions, but they are bat first type of guys. So I think the big thing, and now of course I'm not talking about Steven Milam. You've got a Gold Glove shortstop. But that's going to be the thing is like, can this defensive infield, because when you talk about fielding percentage, I mean, most of the errors are caused by the infield. I mean, I think the outfield is going to be stellar. But, can this defense field at a, in that 975 and above rate. I don't know that matters about the fielding percentage, but they can just be good and not be a detriment. That'll be a big step in, this team going where they want to go.
Yeah, I don't think the defense you saw last year will ever get enough credit because that's not what people look at. And, to your credit and what I don't think Bear Jones will ever get the credit he deserves for the way he played first base. Everybody just saw a big bat, and then he made, one error, I think, in the College World Series, and everybody's like, that's why we don't put him at first. He's played a phenomenal first base all year, but it's hard to replace the guy that was the guy when Trey Morgan was the guy in front of you. But LSU's defense last year, that infield I compared it to having a major league infield. Everything that should have been caught was caught, double plays that should have been turned were turned, and that's not a luxury. That's a luxury to have in college baseball. So it'll be interesting to see how they replace those guys because, look, you have an open opportunity at first base, second base, third base, and catcher. And I'm just wondering, where do you think some of these rotational guys fall in, or do you have no clue at all? Because I know Jay, mix it up. It's hard to even tell during fall ball because they'll put anybody anywhere.
Yeah, so if you're talking about who do I think plays where,
yeah,
I would be totally guessing, but because of what they bring, I think Braden Simpson's going to wind up in the lineup. I think Trent Caraway's going to be in the lineup. First base is the most open to me, just because look, Zach York has played decent first base, but he's also somebody that I can see DHing. I don't know how.
Because that's if there's a concern, that is because they've gotten so much better defensively, and it was a thing that obviously you need to win a national championship. I'm just interested to see how he puts all these pieces in, because there was times early in Jay's tenure, it was, I'm going to set the lineup and figure out the defense. Last year, it felt like he had the defense to go with it, and you kind of won that way with your pitching and defense, and the runs were a luxury. It feels like he's going back to the little bit of, I'm just going to put a lineup 1 through 9 that hopefully we can score 8 to 10 runs.
Yeah, we're going to see. I think based on what you have, that's that's the players you brought in. Braden Simpson can just straight smash. Trent Caraway is a guy who was projected a first rounder out of high school, and even after his freshman year, Benny thought he was going to be a first round. The guy can really hit. Zach York walks more than he strikes out, and he can drop bombs. The guy can really hit. He played at a big park out in Grand Canyon. That's not a small field that we see a lot of these games played on. So these guys can hit. You got Tanner Reeves, who's very capable. My favorite player in the world, John Pearson.
Yes.
Let's see where he falls into this. But yeah, you made a good point. The first base, that is something I'm very interested to see. Mason Braun's a very good freshman, left-handed hitter freshman from Indiana. At the MLB Combine before last year's draft, I don't think many people thought he was going to go in the draft, but he was at least invited to the Combine. And I want to say he hit the furthest home run, 462 feet or something. That guy can hit. And so, then there's always those players that can really hit that, do they teach them maybe how to play first, or are they more of a DH guy? So I just think first base is really, really open. And we'll see. I'd love this is one thing about this coaching staff, man. They're so good. We're so fortunate to have these guys. But, Tommy White went from making, 17 errors his first year at third base to 3. And I remember last year saying in my, ultimate, season preview, if Michael Braswell can play third base as well as Tommy White, we'll be in great shape. He made the same 3 errors. So, that was a big improvement right there. And so a lot of these guys, they're going to get better. So I expect them to do the same here. And so, hopefully we're not talking much about the defense being any kind of issue.
And a little bit to stick on this year's team before we get into some of the recruiting news. Pitching, obviously it's an overarching discussion. There's a lot of layers to it. But what do you expect, whether it's the returning guys, guys making a jump, or some of these guys that they've brought in? What do you expect to see from this pitching staff that LSU has?
Yeah, so the first thing that I'll point out is this. entering last year, okay, that pitching staff returned 4 2/3 SEC innings. That's it. That's what we returned. That team wound up winning the national championship. This coming year, this team returns over 80 SEC innings. I love that. So you're talking about, guys that have been there, have done it. Casey Evans had 19 appearances. Zach Collins, 22. Cooper Williams, 21. Maverick Rizzi led the team, 24. Jaden Newt, 20. William Schmidt, Connor Bench, 17 appearances. DJ Primo, 22. You're returning a lot of guys who have been thrown in the fire before. So I love that. Now, the one thing that I will tell you is, and I think that's going to be a really important thing, I think this guy's incredible. I thought he was incredible when we got him through the draft, and he showed it last year. Casey Evans is a really, really good special pitcher. I love the way he has that changeup that makes him a lot different than other guys. However, can he be the ace? Mm-hmm. That's what we have to see. So if he just is what we all expect him to be, that's a great start. But like going back, 2023, it's funny, 2022, was it Mikhail Hilliard was our ace? Man, mm-hmm. Things have changed. I loved Hilliard with the Uncle Charlie curveball, but, these pitchers have gotten serious. But 2023, you've got Paul Skeens as your ace. 2024, Gage Jump, probably going to make the major leagues next year. Past year, Cade Anderson. So you've always had, the last few years, you've had that ace that you could count on to go out there and beat whoever else, the other team's Friday night guy. So can Casey Evans fill that role? We all think he can, but it is something big to watch. And so I think it starts there because, and again, I don't think this is going to happen, but if that's not a role he's comfortable with, then it becomes, okay, well, all right, where do we go now? Because you really don't have anybody, maybe a Cooper Moore who did it at Kansas, but, I don't see a Luke Holman, a proven SEC starter that you can depend on and, something like that. So that's my thoughts on the pitching staff. I think we bring back a lot. I think Maverick Rizzi is going to be amazing this year. I love what we have with Zach Collin and all the guys I mentioned. But I think it starts with your Friday night guy. And so, keeping Casey Evans healthy and, him just not trying to do too much is, I think, a big key for this team.
William Schmidt, you're up next.
Heck yeah, man. Man, look, if we – about 10 days into fall scrimmages, start hearing things like, man, William Schmidt is taking a jump. That is going to be a great sign. Yeah. And because I think last year we just kind of forgot about him, there was a time early on in the season where you're going into conference play. And if I was naming the guys that in my circle of trust, he was it. Through his first 8 appearances or first 8 innings, I think it was, he had 9 strikeouts, 1 walk. He looked phenomenal. So we've seen him. I think he even closed out a game at Texas, maybe, if I'm getting that right, or one of the early games he closed out. But yeah, and I think with him, it's confidence. He was known for this just ridiculous breaking ball, and we saw at times last year he just couldn't. It wasn't biting. He couldn't throw it for a strike, and so then he'd have to just go all fastball, and so just. I think that's one of the guys that if you tell me he makes a big jump, this gets real interesting.
Mm-hmm. And obviously Jay Johnson has kept the newswire full as of late. What has been your take of just a couple of the guys they've gotten the last few days, Samir Muhammad and some of those guys? What have you seen Jay Johnson do in this 26, 27 recruiting cycle and some of the names that have stuck out to you?
Yeah, that's just incredible. From what you have basically, unlike football, usually guys commit as they're going into their junior year, and so this past summer, from about they all these like showcases and things for Perfect Game and Area Code Games and East Coast Pro. Those all wrap up, like I want to say in August. From between the August or the end of August to like Halloween is when a lot of these guys start committing. That's why you've heard so much buzz lately. But the fact that he's still picking up some 2026 guys is pretty amazing, because they're not like, but like guys that these aren't slouches. He's still picking up top 100 guys for next year, which is, that's a big deal. But yeah, it's been a clinic. I mean, the 2026 class has like 4 top 24, 25 guys in it. The 2027 class now has 5 guys that are ranked in the top 35. And I'm using Perfect Game because that's kind of like the standard when you hear this is the number 2 catcher it's typically using Perfect Game. They put on the most events. They see these guys the most. I like obviously over slot. That's more of a draft perspective. And you got, Baseball America. So there's different rankings, but Perfect Game's kind of the standard. Having, Sabir Muhammad, I think is number 14 overall. The day before, you got the number 12 overall player in the country. So, and what I really like, especially this 2027 class, when I was looking at how it was structured, I mean, you're talking about like the top 5 players they got: outfielder, shortstop. You have a right-handed pitcher in there, but it's a lot of these good position players, which you really want to build your team around. If all your recruits are pitchers, that's great, but a lot of those guys that throw in 94, they got a real strong chance of getting drafted or higher. So having it built around like position players, I really like. The other thing about the 2027 class, there are, as of right now, 6 Louisiana guys committed. 6. And it's like some really good players that look, they're entering junior year, but Lawton Littleton from Barb, left-handed pitcher, that's like a Cade Anderson type of dude. Right. All right, he's not out there throwing 97 or anything in high school, but these are some really good, crafty guys that I feel, that I'm really excited about. The 2026 class, I want to say, is up to 21 commits right now. Last year, I think we had 18, so you got even more. And just something for the listeners, on my Twitter account, if you're familiar with the list, I actually have a list set up with all the 2026 commits in there, as well as the 2027 commits. So if you want to follow all of our guys that are coming to LSU, on Twitter, anything they share or post, you can go and check out those lists and see everybody that's coming to LSU.
Well, Jason, we appreciate you, obviously, all the insight. You've been a huge help for us, keeping us updated through your social media, and we always love having you on to keep us up to date with LSU baseball. So we'll talk again soon.
Appreciate you guys, man. Have a good one.
Yep, you as well.
Thank you, man.
There he is, Jason Armstrong, inside LSU baseball. It's crazy, the difference in the conversation, the mood, and all of it when you're talking about LSU baseball versus LSU football. Because look, I mean, he went through the rundown, gave you all the information you need going into fall ball. If you're going to go out there and watch the Tigers this weekend, I think starts tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. Obviously, we expect Sunday to be a packed house, depending on what happens Saturday night. But a lot of excitement around LSU baseball right now, and rightfully so, because Jay Johnson has a machine that's been built and a dynasty that is currently underway. It feels like 2 national championships in a 3-year span, and just the way he continues to dominate in recruiting. Exciting, very exciting for baseball to get back onto the docket, even though we are in the heart of football season. But that football mood can change come Saturday. Look, I really liked what Glen West said, where that this game on Saturday can really tell a tale of what is to come for LSU football. It's crazy the amount of pressure that is on this South Carolina game that's completely different from the pressure you expected preseason. Like, you expect this to be a big game, an important game. You saw what the schedule looked like. You thought you were going to see a quarterback matchup that was going to have NFL scouts in the building and this Heisman conversation, and that's all kind of dissipated a little bit. What it's turned into is two teams that are looking to right the ship and turn it around, and they're going to face off Saturday night in what should be a packed house. It's sold out. Tiger Stadium is, and from LSU's standpoint, obviously where we stand, this is a huge turning point in the Brian Kelly era. Something that I don't think I've ever felt kind of like a game carry this much weight under BK. Like from 2022, 23 into last season, I don't know if I've ever felt a game going into it the week of that's felt like it's carried this much weight, where it's you got to get something right. You have so much after it that's going to carry weight. Because if you stumble through this game, you're going into a game against a dangerous Vanderbilt team in Nashville that can cause problems. If you stumble through it and win, like even if you win the game and you just stumble through it, Vandy can cause issues. You've got A&M on the docket after that. Then you go into another bye week before you play two top 10 teams to close it out as well. So go STTDB7, guys. We did lose one game in the cannibalistic conference. Let's enjoy the season and take a breather. No, I agree. I just think it's the way you lost, and it just adds so much pressure onto Saturday. How important of a game, Lloyd, is this game for Brian Kelly in his tenure?
I think it's just important obviously for Brian Kelly. We'll say this, as the season progresses, it might be the most important game in the Brian Kelly era. But this one does feel like it could turn shift the tide a little bit of where the momentum is. It feels like people are ready to jump.
Right.
Like it's the temperature in the room is warm, and I think they're almost at that point of like throw your hands up. How did we get to this point? Because a lot of this, I would say, is based off of what Brian Kelly has said. It's like him talking has gotten to this point where it feels like there's this cloud of misconception or some like sleight of hand and sleight of word as to how they're handling this situation. So people are just kind of like looking for a truth or looking for something to believe in, because it just feels like it feels a little off. Where you see how the Nussmeier situation is being handled, and it's frustrating because you don't know what to believe. And that's where I think if he comes out and it looks different, if it looks like the way that you expected LSU football to look, I think that's part of the problem too. Is your expectations were so high, and then like, oh shoot, shit, fuck, come out and play defense like that. You're like, man, if this offense gets rolling, and that's I think the big part of all of this kind of consternation is, why can't you ever figure it out? Like you have an elite offense one year, and you have the worst defense LSU's ever put on the field. And then this year it feels like you have an elite defense, and it's like, where did the offense go? Yeah. And so it's just that a lot of like, why can't you get both at the same time?
Right. And it feels like all the chips are in the middle of the table right now. Like you've it's going to be hard if you spurn this to get that same buy-in from the fan base where they're donating money out of their own pockets, even from the boosters and the donors, to get them to commit the same thing. The same way we talked about Ole Miss after last year where they spurned that. They're like, well, you're not going to get that same buy-in again to go out and spend it. And so there is a lot of pressure on the fact that 2025 is the year.
You gave
Go ahead.
I was just saying, you gave him everything he asked for.
Right.
So now that's why the pressure on Brian Kelly is immense, because you don't have a fucking excuse.
And
but he'll make one.
Right. And it's just because if you look forward, you look at 2026, I think they're still going to have a very good football team. They're still going to have immense talent defensively. They'll still go out and get transfer portal additions that fit. I think the quarterback is obviously a situation we'll look at over the offseason. But as of right now, this season, it still feels like everything's right in front of you.
Right.
Because it is. 1,000%. Brian Kelly said that he thinks LSU's best football is ahead of them, and I pray to God that it is. Because the toughest part of your schedule is also right there ahead of you. You have South Carolina, a ranked Vandy, a top 10 A&M. You have a bye week, then you have a top 10 Alabama, You have, Arkansas and Western Kentucky, which will, won't be the toughest challenges. And then a top 10 Oklahoma to close it out. Like, this is a massive stretch of football. And I think the pressure for Saturday comes from, like you said, no one knows what to think or believe. No one knows what they're going to see, what to expect. And so it's hard to really even to diagnose what those games against those opponents later on are going to look like until you see what happens on Saturday.
And it's just it's monumental for the momentum.
Yes.
Like it feels like you come off of a loss and then you have a bye week, and usually like bye week, if you come off of if you beat Ole Miss going into the bye week, you start looking at all of the positive things. Like, oh man, they're undefeated going into South Carolina. They're coming to LSU.
Right.
Like you can say, okay, LSU's going to be a top 5 team in the country. They would be. They'd be what, ranked 4?
Yeah. No. I mean, if they win against Ole Miss, they're still top 5.
Right. And then you beat the hell out of South Carolina. You're like, oh, this is a national championship team.
Right.
Instead, it's you go and throw an absolute stinker against Ole Miss offensively, and it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
And you can still spin that positively.
You could have won.
From the fact of, well, not just that, but like that happened at that time going into a bye week where now it's like, okay, right the ship, get through this 3 games before another bye week, right? You get these 3 football games and you get another bye week before you go into the last 4, which is a tough stretch.
I think that's part of it too, is people want to see what happened at Ole Miss offensively corrected.
Yes.
Like, and then you have a bye week to do it, and if it's something that you didn't work on, where it's things that seem very, and this is a term I hate, and it's used a lot when it comes to LSU football. Everything's fixable. This is all very correctable.
Right.
And but every time I hear that, I've never seen anything corrected.
Right. Well, it's so much pressure put on 1 week.
Well, but
a bye week.
Well, if it's correctable, correct it.
Right.
If they come out and show us the exact same group, and they start and they're doing the exact same things, it's like y'all didn't shake anything up. Yeah. Y'all didn't come in with any new ideas.
What's the definition of insanity?
Yeah, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting the same results,
right?
Or different results.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it just comes from like confusion, right? Because Nuss is still the guy that threw for 4,000 yards. Like Caden's still the guy that rushed for 1,000. And we have more talent and the skill positions and all these things, and like so all the parts are still there, but the results are so awful.
Right.
That there's like a dissonance, It's like, how are the same people, it's like, yeah, it's a new offensive line, but they're still like highly rated recruits.
Yeah.
Or guys that we brought in specifically to fill holes, and big guys and athletic guys and all these things. And it's just like they've all been body swapped or something.
Can't put
and it just doesn't make
Space Jam.
sense. Yeah.
Thunderstruck.
It's just like, why? How does that happen? And why the fuck does it always happen to us where we just can't get 2 nice things at once?
I agree.
And the other part of it is because of all the things that you did in the offseason, because of the roster that you built, and then you see how this year's shaking out where it's wide open, it feels like. There's Ohio State, there's Oregon, and maybe you throw Bama in there if you want.
Yeah.
But they got a loss.
Well, and that's
like, everything's right. Everything, like you said, right in front of you. Like, there's no dominant team here. And it felt like this was LSU's opportunity to be like, whoa.
Right, to make it – because that's what it felt like after week 1.
Yeah.
Bama loses to Florida State, and Texas is not good at football right now. And so, like, it feels like the opportunity's there. And that's why the question of how did last weekend make you feel, better or worse, there really is a very good argument for either way. You could say I feel better about LSU because everyone else is struggling and not up to their best potentials. That gives LSU the opportunity, but also feel worse because this is the time. So let's bring some more positivity back, and we'll all connect athletically. As Hunter Hall said, he was struggling with it. He was about to stump him as it was going to stump the Gump, but I feel like it looked like he completed it. We'll go 13-13 to close it out today, this morning, here on this Thursday morning, as we get ready for LSU-South Carolina in 2 days. Saturday night in Death Valley. Let's connect athletically this morning. All right. Traps, quads, pecs, abs.
All things hurt on Garrett Nussmeier.
Penn State, Madden cover, Eagles, Giants. Yeah. Saquon Barkley. Rams, Chargers, UCLA, USC.
Look, that's too easy. But it's not. Hunter Hall.
These are Lakers coaches? Hunter. Buddy. Gump.
Gump. Yeah, that's a gump worthy.
That was a layup.
I didn't even do it. No help. Hunter.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you?
This is what happens when they start winning.
Promise you. Yeah, when they start feeling good. About old Ty.
Oh, who cares about that? Todd won.
Big Simpson.
Oh, Todd. He's been dropping the bus though. He can take his lap. Victory lap. Barn door.
Here we go. Oh my word. I feel like the gentleman is the guy that played Quicksilver in the X-Men movies. Oh gosh. I need to see it on my laptop when it pulls up so I can look closely.
Well, I'm not getting
anything
here.
What is his name? He also was he ended up playing Quicksilver in, what's it called, in WandaVision too. What else did he play in?
I don't know who this is.
I'm trying to think what other movies he was in.
I've
I don't know who the woman is though. It looks a little bit like
Anna Kendrick.
I was thinking the chick from The Office, the one that took the desk
Oh,
job.
it's her.
It is Erin? Is that her name from The Office?
Kemper?
Yum.
Right? The red-haired one?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was Kimmy Schmidt.
That's her real name?
No, that was the other show she was
Oh.
in. That could be her.
I think it is her.
Yeah, they said they think it's her from the
Ellie Kemper.
Ellie Kemper, that's what
I never
Andrew
knew her
Messina
last
says.
name.
I never knew her name. I just knew her from The Office. That's the only thing I've ever seen her in.
Her name's. I thought. Oh, they changed her name, right? And her name Ellie. They call her Erin, and she just doesn't say anything.
No, her real name is Ellie Kemper.
Oh.
But I think her name is Erin in the show.
Oh,
she was the one that had she was like adopted, and then she met her mom in the last episode or whatever.
And then killed her.
That didn't happen. Who's this gentleman? Who's the lad?
Who's the lad?
Who's the lad here in this photograph? I don't know his name. It's like Evan or something.
Oh.
You know who I'm talking about?
Now I do. Yeah, I don't know any of the X-Men, so I was like, what's a Quicksilver?
He's the fast guy.
Evan Peters.
That's who it is?
Yeah.
What else is he in?
He was Dahmer.
Okay. Yes, he was Dahmer.
There's the two people I know.
He was in.
Take some pictures of you.
You got it? Yeah. There we go. Put it together, boys.
Take some pictures. He was the center for the Steelers, wasn't he not?
Yeah.
Know where he went to college.
Florida. Oh.
What?
Are we thinking of Maurice Pouncey?
Oh shit.
I thought
Did the other one go to the Dolphins?
Mm-hmm.
Mike went to the Dolphins.
Well,
we got too confident. That's okay.
I know where he went to college also.
Yeah. Gump. The Pac-10 running back that won the Doak Walker. How did Ingram win the Heisman but not the Doak Walker Award?
Who else?
A Pac-10 running back.
What year was?
In 2009.
Oh my god. Would have been a USC player? They were still good at that point.
I'm trying to think 2009.
No, they weren't.
This isn't. No, McCaffrey wasn't this early.
No.
Oh, who's that big fuck? The big white for Stanford.
Oh,
Toby Gerhardt.
Yeah, he went and played for the. God, who'd he play with in the NFL? Yeah. Good job. I love the way you described him. It's
big fuck.
Pretty accurate.
He was good.
The three longest NLCS appearance droughts belong the Pirates, Reds, NL East. Who's in the NL East?
The Mets.
It's not the Mets.
No, I'm just saying the Mets
the
are
Mets
in
are in the NL East.
Phillies, right?
Yep, it's not the Phillies. They've made
Dolphins. Sorry, boys.
We jumped the gun. Maurice and Mike.
Sorry. A million pardons.
Maurice and Mike.
We just want to get our Florida joke off.
Yeah.
The Nationals?
They won the.
No, they made. Yeah.
No, I'm just trying to list the teams.
Oh yeah, I don't know who said. I don't do divisions. They're all just baseball.
Are the Marlins in the NL East?
I think they're American League. Are they National League?
I
don't know.
thought they were National League, but I
Oh, Braves or Marlins? Braves. No, they were just good.
Braves are not in the NL East, are they? I don't know.
They are the NL East.
Divisions are silly.
Marlins,
Okay.
Marlins, man. He stole that picture from Aaron Judge. It was phenomenal.
Did you see that homer Aaron Judge hit the other night?
That's what I'm saying. Look at Marlins man in the background.
I didn't see it.
Oh,
I didn't see the photo. I
Once
saw the
you see
video.
him, you'll never unsee him. And that, like, this is a very cool photo.
Oh yeah, Dad FaceTimed me from his work trip. You know, his conference that was in Boston. Yeah, they just moseyed around in Fenway Park and were walking on the field, and he FaceTimed me from the dugout.
That's awesome.
I said, I hope I'm not picking you up from the airport.
Yeah, bring me back some dirt.
Yeah, I told him to try it. He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't taste the dirt. And he was like,
full of them
he
all
was
dirt
right
in
by
the
the
grass.
green monster, and I was like, touch it.
Yeah.
And he was like, there was like the little retractable partitions.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, no, I can't. I was like, Dad, you reach over
reach
and
and
touch the
touch
green
it, yeah.
monster. What are you doing? Yeah, he's a rule follower.
Yeah, I wonder. Where's this iconic picture?
Are you going to
Aaron
click on it?
Judge? Hold on. I mean, it's,
Hunter Hall said he got there. Madden covers weren't his wheelhouse. It's the most recent Madden cover. It's the one that just came out. Gump.
oh, here it is. This is so funny.
Better be.
I thought it would be very easy to find.
Yeah, the anticipation is killing
But
me.
then the Yankees lost, so it was all about Aaron Judge.
Right.
Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge.
Because
I'm so bored.
what's
I'm
his
so
name?
bored.
That's because you got stimulated by trivia, and that
Yep.
took it away.
And then you froze it. Yeah. I mean, he did steal the photo.
Ruins the picture.
He did ruin. It's like Drake in that picture of LeBron and Kobe.
It just was right there.
It's like Drake, sit
His
down.
hat's on sideways, like Aaron.
Orange,
He does.
buddy.
He does steal the photograph.
That's
crazy.
awesome. He loves that more than anyone.
Oh my gosh.
That's why he does.
He's gonna frame it and put it in his house.
Oh yeah. Just sign it and give it to Aaron Judge, along with Kate Del Castillo. This Academy Award-winning actor met drug lord El Chapi for a secret interview following his second.
Sean Penn.
Not Sean Penn.
It was Sean
It
Penn.
was Sean Penn.
Sean Penn.
Damn, Sean Penn. Not Sean Penn. That's from
History? That's history? Okay.
Founded in 2014-2015, perfectly balanced water. A cylindrical shaped bottle with symmetrical contours.
Oh, what's the one?
Antarctica. Arctic.
Symmetrical contours. What does that mean?
I'm gonna Google that.
There's a contour in the bottle.
It's like... there's too many brands of water now.
Perfectly balanced water.
Isn't it's like the... Is it smart water?
But that's the part that confuses me with the contours. Because
Is
the
that
smart.
2014? Is that? I feel like Smart Water's been around longer than that, but it
Maybe it's smart water.
is a
Brian
cylindrical.
Burgess
Oh,
says core hydration. Core is the one with the little blue cap.
yeah. That seems newer.
It does. It's newer than smart water, definitely. Kenny Blala says smart water,
Oh,
not core power. Core power is what happens when you get an ab strain and lose your
core power.
Yeah.
And you lose to Ole Miss.
You lose football games as well. Okay, which one was it? Core hydration?
Core power.
Not core power.
And 20 Paramount Plus.
Oh, I need my mother would know this in a heartbeat. Big NCIS household I grew up in.
What country? Probably America.
No, they did one outside of America. I just don't remember what country it was based in.
Turkey?
Be like, it'll be...
I remember when they made NCIS New Orleans. I was like, that is awesome.
We made it.
Like, we're on the map.
Yeah.
It was the guy from Tokyo Drift.
Almost weren't.
No, yeah, good one. Nice. Way to ruin the mood. Where? Australia. That is, I haven't seen it, but that's sick.
Are you a fan of
NCIS
NCIS?
Australia? I mean, not really, but I grew up, like, watching it because it was always
G'day, mate.
on. But, like, I was just imagining NCIS with Australian accents.
What does NCIS stand for?
I have no idea.
The Navy?
No.
Crime investigation science.
The Naval Criminal Investigative Service.
What water's in Australia?
It's surrounded by water.
No, but that's all.
No, all the people in Australia live in like 2 little parts on the coast. So it's just right near the water. Like the whole middle of the country is just completely abandoned.
Right.
Nothing but desert.
That's what I was thinking.
Good eye.
It's like Sydney's on the ocean.
It is.
Oh, he's.
I learned that in Nemo.
Nemo. 21 something Waterview Way.
Speaking of movies, watch this be Nemo.
Oh.
Ah, dang it.
That movie aged poorly with Ellen DeGeneres now, doesn't it? Funny how she forgets things.
Tom Selleck, Tan Danson, and Steve Guttenberg play New York City Bachelors.
Baby.
Just like Ellen DeGeneres.
3 men
In a baby.
Yeah.
What if it was in a baby?
Ew.
Inside the baby. And you get to grow with
Music.
them. It makes you lose control.
Turn the page.
How do you sleep?
Beautiful Soul Leaving, and How Do You Sleep?
I have any fucking idea.
I have no clue.
Buble.
Down under.
Down Under.
I really don't know.
Never heard these songs.
No, it sounds like it's for dorks.
Beautiful Soul Leaving, and How
This
Do You
could
Sleep?
be Adam Levine. Who's a real
I don't.
He didn't do solo
spicy.
stuff though.
Yeah, he didn't start doing solo until later.
How do you sleep?
He started with what was their name?
Maroon 5.
Maroon 5. That's what it was. Jesse.
I knew it. I knew it was somebody like that.
Jesse McCartney. I don't even know who that is.
I don't either.
I only know one McCartney.
Linda.
Jesse McCartney. Yeah, there he is. Beautiful Soul.
He's like a
Leaving.
heartthrob kind of. He's like a teeny, dingy person.
Interesting.
I don't care.
Good for him. He's 38.
What's he look like? He was a heartthrob.
He looks like Jesse McCartney.
What was this one? What did we decide?
Dolphins.
Florida,
Miami.
Panthers. Delphine! Yay. 12 for 13.
12 for 13.
There it
All
is.
because of our own hubris.
Our own, yep. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us this morning here on Tingle & Co. Make sure you like, subscribe, share it with your friends, family, steal a stranger's phone, subscribe for them. They'll appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m.
Jesse.
We're gonna be in a good mood tomorrow about this.
Well, tomorrow we'll dive into this football game, and hopefully we'll be in a good mood.
Oh,
We'll work on our positivity.
mindset.
Oh,
What are you looking at, Jesse McCartney?
you got too much work done.
Well, I mean, he's a child star. That's how they all turn out.
Yeah, you're broken if you're one of those people. Fundamentally broken.
It does. It is sad, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Like it always
It's like,
like.
what's that
How many
theory?
success stories?
When you reach fame, at that age, typically you stop developing. So like when
Right.
kids do it, they're stuck at 16 forever.
I mean, how many? Off the top of your head, can you tell me one time?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess. Like a child star didn't go through.
like a weird, at least a bizarre period?
Right. Yeah.
Britney Spears.
Because like, I mean, the ones that come to mind are like, I mean, Macaulay Culkin obviously went through. Now he's back. Like,
Yeah.
Normal,
Pretty
good.
normal.
But went through a stretch there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, him and Michael Jackson were doing.
Lindsay Lohan, she
Back
seems to be
normal.
doing back normal.
Yeah.
Went through a stint though.
I think about like all the ones from like 70s sitcoms that like got addicted to heroin, you know, like Emmanuel Baker. He's like one of the little guys. And then the other little guy, Gary Coleman.
Uh-huh.
Good. I don't know, if I put some thought into it, I could probably come up with one or
we
two.
might-
But
yeah,
off the
might
top of my
have-
head, no, DiCaprio is probably the closest.
Right, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But we
But don't
appreciate
do
you
it.
guys. Yeah, don't be a child actor.
Don't
We
put-
appreciate
don't
you
put your
guys
kids in
joining us
movies.
here.
Zendaya?
Uh,
I'm just looking up.
I mean-
Drew Barrymore's weird.
She had a strange
but she had,
little
yeah, I was about to say,
career.
didn't she have like a?
She like flashed David Letterman on air.
Now she has her like a talk show.
Yeah, she like tries to people.
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway,
She should never have Pedro Pascal on.
wait.
Pedro Pascal.
Oh, touch,
You ever
touch,
see
touch,
when
touch, touch.
When he gets
Gets a
you
little
ever see
handsy when he gets
like,
anxious.
Oh yeah,
and he just
yeah.
like,
It's like sure anxious, buddy. That's what it is.
yeah, good call.
how- yeah.
We appreciate you guys. We'll be back tomorrow morning,
hold on.
7 to 9 a.m.
If you want to get really depressed,
Oh,
Oh, no.
read
Yeah,
the
I
story. Do you know Bobby Driscoll?
Bobby Driscoll.
He was the child star that played Peter Pan, but he matured too quickly, and so they cast him out of like Hollywood because he couldn't play Peter Pan anymore. He was known as Peter Pan, and then he got ugly, he got acne, and they're like, ugh, he's not a child star anymore. So he got really depressed, did drugs and heroin, and killed himself. All because they kicked him out of Hollywood because he just wanted to be Peter Pan.
Cool, man.
So he was the wonder child. What could have been.
South Carolina this weekend, folks.
Oh my God. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m.
The way he's rattled that
Rest
off
in
is
peace,
so
Peter
dark.
Pan.
When I read that, it's something that sticks with you.
Yeah, no, I guess
Because because he was just a little ugly. Like,
got a couple of pimples.
oh yeah. Oops. Sorry, life happened. And also Peter Pan.
Well, now they
They're
cast
Let's not get into that
they're
conversation.
mistelling that story.
the
real Peter Pan is a bad person.
He would cull the Lost Boys every
Yes.
few years when they start to get too old.
Mhm.
He'd like off a few of them. And
Yeah.
then go kidnap new ones because he's like, ew, gross, y'all are old. And,
Yeah. And then he would go recruit more.
and you go, yeah, and you go
Like
snatch
the,
more out of
What
windows.
Shane Gillis in Tires, whenever he was trying to get the ladies that were washing the cars
Yes.
to hide. He's
Yes.
like, it's spoiled, get rid of it. We'll be back tomorrow morning,
right.
7 to 9 a.m. This is getting out of hand.
Captain Hook's the real protagonist. He's the lost boy that got away. That's how he lost his hand. He cut it off. And he still managed to escape. That's why he goes back every year to go save more lost boys.
Peter Pan's insane.
Peter Pan is the bad person. Don't believe everything people tell you, except for this. This is true.